Good evening, everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. So, here we are again for our upcoming session, which is based on databases. And what we are going to cover? We are going to cover M- MongoDB database. Okay. So, before this, we have already covered other things like Express.js, Node.js, your React also is done. So, in MERN, everything is completed, just your M is remaining. Yeah. And that M stands for MongoDB database. So, today we are going to work on that. And then your MERN full stack, uh, you can say, program has been like completed. Then we will see after this database part, we are going to see about the things that how to integrate front end with back end. Okay. Then the deployment part that we are going to see, and then you can create your project accordingly. Okay. So without wasting any time, let me share my screen first. Just a second. Okay, so like we are going to start with MongoDB. So first of all, we have to install it, right? So what things we have to install that let me tell you. First of all, we have to install, first thing is your MongoDB. With this, we are going to use a graphical user interface, which is known as MongoDB Compass. Okay. And so that we can execute any command through shell also. So we are going to use MongoDB shell for it. Okay. So that you can have an idea about all of them. So these three things are there, which we are basically going to see at our end. Okay. Now let's start with it one by one, that how you can install it at your end. Okay. So first of all, nothing, just go to mongodb.com. Here you will see such an interface. Just go to here product part. As you click over here, you can see community edition is there. Just go over there in community edition. You have to click over there. Scroll a bit. Download community is there. Just move to download community. When you scroll a bit down, here you can see this is the version 8.2.3 and this is your package. Just download it. Okay. I have already installed it at my end, but still I am make sure that it is easy for you to download these things. Now, what should happen that after completing this, like when you will complete all this, just a second, we have to like wait for a minute up to then it is like installing, right? So it will take some time. So as I have already installed it, so I am telling you that how this thing will work now. Okay. Just I am crossing it. You can download it from here. Now what you have to do, you have to move to your C drive where this has been installed. Just go to C drives. In program files, there is MongoDB. You can see MongoDB is there, right? Just click on there. I am telling you once again what I have done. Just go to the C drive. Let me tell you again. Just go to the C drive. Here in C drive, there is program files. Okay. Here your MongoDB is basically installed. Just scroll a bit and you can see MongoDB over there. Then there is a server folder inside it. Open that. 8.2 is coming for you. Another version like 8.2.3 was coming. So just click on that and then this bin file. When you see over it, like when you click over bin, this path will be there. Just copy this whole path. Okay, what you have to do, you have to copy this whole path. You have to open the environment variables. Just move to environment variables. Okay. In environment variables, there is this advanced section, right? Computer name, hardware, then this advanced. Go to environment variable. Okay. In system variables, what you have to do, you have to click twice on this path. What I have done in your advanced environment variable, there is a section having name advanced. Okay, just click over environment variable over there. Here you can see in system variables. In system variables, there is path, right? So just click twice on this path. When you click twice on this path, you can see for me, my MongoDB path has been already pasted here because I was running it okay for a long time now. But as you have installed it just now and you have not the setup for MongoDB, then what you have to do, you have to click on this new, you have to paste that path over here like this, and then just click on this OK button. But for me, as it is already installed, so I am not basically adding another path. It is already there. Okay. When you click over here on OK, that will be done. Just click another OK over here. And for you, the MongoDB path has been done. Okay. This is one thing. Now you have an idea that how you can install MongoDB at your end. Quite easy. Okay. With that, there will when you are installing that MSI, right? In there, a interface will come where they will provide you an option that you want to install MongoDB Compass with it or not. Just click that checkbox also, so that it will help you to download that. Now, let me show you that how this MongoDB Compass will look like. You don't have to copy any path for it. It will be directly downloadable from there only. So if I open MongoDB Compass, here it is. Yeah, this is how MongoDB Compass look like. Okay, if I have to, yeah. So this is how MongoDB Compass interface look like. Okay, here we can see that what are the things here we are getting, that all these databases name, how they are coming, what are these database names. Okay, so it is a GUI, graphical user interface, means it provides you and a user interface through which you can perform any command. Okay, like suppose if I open a particular MongoDB URL, I can see the data inside that. I can update the data from here. I can delete the data from here. Okay, I can find something from here. So that's why it is basically an interface through which you can uh, improvise your database. Okay, or you can change in your database as per your requirement. You can create a new database from here only. Okay, you can see here, you can basically add another value, export data, add the data over here. So that's why they have created it. Okay, so this is one thing, this you have to install. So what we have done, we have installed MongoDB, we have installed MongoDB Compass. Now how to install MongoDB shell? Very easy. Just you have to move to MongoDB shell. Okay, that is the name, MongoDB shell download. Just go over there. Okay, and just a second. When you click over this, a interface like this will be open at your screen. Okay, MongoDB shell, you can see coming. Now just click this zip file is there. Don't use zip file. You have to make it to MSI. Okay, and then just also start downloading it. It will also start downloading at your end, and when you finish the setup, that will be also downloaded at your end. To verify that are these things installed at your end or not, you have to move to command prompt. For checking MongoDB installation, what you have to do, just a second. For checking MongoDB installation, you have to use the command mongo d, only this mongo d. If you press enter, so you can see, okay, just a second, wait, mongo d hyphen version. If I press over here, yes, so this is the command like mongo d and space hyphen version. So you can see db version is 8.0.10. Okay, and it is showing me the details of it. Now if you have to check that is mongo shell has already installed or not, so for that the command is mongo sh. When you click over here, you will see that it is showing that current Mongo sh log ID is this, connecting to this local system, and MongoDB version is this, and Mongo sh, Mongo shell version is this. Okay, so you will get accordingly as per the updated version, whatever you have installed at your end. So this is how you can install all these things. And now after the installation part, we are now moving towards that what is MongoDB. Okay, so these are the basic things which I have to tell you that how you can install MongoDB at your end. And now we come to the part where we are going to understand that what is basically MongoDB, why we are learning it, how it is different from other databases. All these things we are going to cover. Okay. Yes. So before starting with MongoDB, let me tell you a idea about SQL, MySQL database, right? So see, I hope that some of you have the idea about MySQL database also, but as we have to focus on MERN full stack, so we are going with MongoDB database, and it is quietly used more as it is more flexible. I will tell you how it is more flexible than your MySQL database. So see, you know that in MySQL database, we store the data in the format of table, right? In the format of table means the column is there, the row is there, and you insert the data inside those tables. Correct? But suppose, what was the drawback over there? That is known as relational database. So MySQL is basically relational database, your SQL database. SQL is a language, structured query language, which is used to interact with your database. SQL and MySQL, there is difference between both of them. SQL is basically a language through which you interact with your database, and MySQL is a software, is your database, main database, okay, which uses SQL to interact, to manipulate data, and to retrieve data. Okay, these things must be clear to you that what is the difference between SQL and MySQL. SQL is a structured query language. It is a language, okay, through which you can operate some commands, you can talk to your database, you can retrieve some data, you can maintain the database. Okay, and MySQL is a software, is your database which uses SQL to operate. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Now, what I have tell you that it is a relational database. Relational database means it stores the data in the format of a table. Quite clear up to now? Very easy. Now, one thing that if you are storing something in a data, so the format is fixed. How format is fixed? Because you are mentioning them that how many columns are there and how many rows are there. Suppose as a user, if you want to add another column in an existing table, that is quite, you can say, uh, complex thing. Okay. Or if I have to tell you that suppose you are a user, okay, and you are inserting some data, by default you have added one other column data at your end and the column is not present, then it will not take the data from you. Okay, so that's why it is not flexible. It is in a structured manner, that if the data is structured, then you have to use your SQL, MySQL database, and there all the things are predefined. You can't, it is not flexible because you can't, like at the time of pushing data, you can't change the structure of that table. If three columns are fixed, then you can only insert the value of those three columns. Okay, so this is something which is there restricted to your relational database. Then comes the MongoDB, no SQL database. It is non-relational database. It is no SQL database. Name is suggesting that it doesn't use SQL language, a structured query language for processing the data. And that's why it is known as no SQL. It is non-relational, means the data is not stored in the table format, in the raw column format. This is one thing. Quite easy. Now, if the things are not basically stored in your, you can say, table format, then how we can store it and how it is more flexible, that we have to see. So first of all, see, here it is not restricted that you can define the structure of your particular database, that how many rows are there, how many columns are there. You don't have to worry about that. As a user, you can push anything and that will be pushed inside your database. This is the quality of MongoDB, and that's why it is known as your flexible database. Means it can adjust it accordingly, and it is good if the data is not structured at your end and you have to push that data to the database. Okay, so if we talk about MongoDB, then MongoDB is a NoSQL database. Instead of storing data in tables, it stores data in documents. Okay, and what is document? I will let you know about all these things. Don't worry about that. Just make sure that in SQL databases, the data is stored in table format. But in MongoDB, it is stored in document format, and document is look like JSON. Now you all of you have idea about JSON, JavaScript object notation, like key value attribute. Okay, like that, the data is stored in MongoDB. Okay. Now, if I tell you that how these things work, so for that, let me tell you, if we compare like SQL database and no SQL database, then a table was there, right? In table, what we have? We have rows and columns, right? Similarly, in MongoDB, we have a database. Then inside that, there are collection. Same purpose as your, you can say, table. The tables in SQL is the collection in MongoDB, and the rows and columns which were there in your table, here we call them documents. Okay, it will be clear to you when we will move to the part. Like after this theoretical part, up to after 2 minutes, we are going to see how we can operate these things. Okay, just make sure that inside MongoDB there are collection. Collection is the same as the table in your SQL database, and the smallest part is a particular document. Like each document is written in JSON format and it has the value, like what you want to insert, the name, the age, that is inside your document. Now, why we use MongoDB? That is also clear to you because it is flexible schema. No need to define columns in advance. Okay, means up as per user requirement, they will add it accordingly in the document. Works great for large unstructured and semi-structured data. So if someone asks you that the data is in structured format, then you will tell them that I am going to use relational database or SQL databases. But if the data is not structured, if it is semi-structured, then we have to use MongoDB. Okay, no SQL database. Clear? It is scalable, means can handle millions of records easily. So that's why it is scalable. Faster for real-time applications, means your social media platforms, okay, IoT and recommendations system basically uses this type of, you can say, databases because they are quite fast. And that's it, that's important. If you are like database you are using, then it must be fast, then only user can get the response as soon as possible. Okay, so yes, now we are going, this is the theoretical part where we have covered that what is MongoDB, how it is different from SQL and MySQL. And now we are going to basically see that how we can run the commands in MongoDB. So first of all, see how I am going to cover this. First of all, we are going to run and execute each and every command on Mongo shell. Okay. Then we will move to VS Code in the upcoming sessions. In VS Code, we will see that how we can connect the database. Okay. And how basically we can execute some command from the code. So don't worry. Let's start with our first thing, which is like going to command prompt. To start a Mongo shell, what you have to do? To start it, you have to use Mongo sh shell. Until and unless you are not going to write this command, then you are not able to execute any of the command. So it will show some interface like this that the server has generated and it is started. Now let's try to understand each and every command, that what are the MongoDB command we can use to talk to our database to manipulate the database, right? Okay. Now, the main purpose of our database is to store something, right? You all have the idea about that why we need database, because we want to save something at our end. So for that, we need a database. So, now in MongoDB database, let's try to understand how we create it, how we create some collection inside it. Collection is same referring to table in the SQL database. Okay. So first of all, the first command, we just note down all these commands at your end also. So first command is how to check the inbuilt database at our end in MongoDB. So show DBS. This DBS stands for databases. Show databases. The command is saying that through show database, you will get all the list of database, right? So here you can see I have these many databases at my end, which is created in the MongoDB. Now you can also execute this command at your end, and then you can see multiple databases over there if you have created earlier in MongoDB only. Okay, clear? So I am getting GFG, my database, Anna Connect, DemoDB, EventDB, Gconnect, and others. This is the one command through which you can see that how many databases are there at your end. Now, if I have to create another database, then I have to use a command, use space, and the name of database. Okay. So if I have to create a new database, then let me name it, which is not present over here. So what can I give a name? So I am giving it MongoD. Okay. Use MongoD. If I press enter, so you can see switch to DB MongoD. They have created a database. They have switched it over there. So now if I want to check that is my database have any tables, any collections inside it, then how to check it? I can use the command show collections. If I press over here, you can see it is not showing me any collection. Because why? Because we have just created it and there is no collection inside it. So that's why we are not getting anything inside it. Now how to create any collection? That I will tell you. What we have done up to now, we have used the command show databases. It is showing me all the databases. If you want to use any built-in database, then you can directly use the command use and the database name which you want to use. Okay. But if you want to create a new one at your end, then you can use the command use space the name of the new database. So you can see MongoD is not there. But if I now use the command show DBS, then you can see the created database is still not there. Can you, yeah. So one more thing I want to tell you that you can see we have used the command use MongoD, right? So according to this, my database should be created. And if I am now again doing show databases, then it should be there in this list, but it is not coming here. Why? The reason is MongoDB is basically more smart as compared to your SQL databases, MySQL. Okay, how it is smart? It says that if you have created any databases and there is no collection inside that database, then I will not I will not make show it as a true database. Okay, means the database is not shown to you until and unless there will be any collection inside it. So what is collection? Collection is basically the group of your documents. Suppose if I have to give you a example, you have seen the library, right? So your library, imagine the library as the database. All the, you can say, there are multiple bookshelves, right? So in those bookshelves, there are different types of book. So that one single bookshelf is basically a collection. And the each book which you are seeing, showing over there is known as document, and the group of document create a collection. So document is basically the building block. When you aggregate those document, when you collect those document, then the collection of those document is known as collections. Okay. And when you collect multiple collections, then it creates a database. So if we move to Excalidraw, then I will show you it with the structure that how it works. So just a second, if I move to Excalidraw. Okay. So let me make it full screen. Let me create a new one. Okay, just a second. Open code and image. No, I will just clear this. Okay, see what I was saying, that first of all, you have a collection. Okay, then this is what your collection. Suppose this is a collection. Now collection is basically what? Collection is basically the group of your document. So if I create different dots over here, then a particular single dot is defining This dot is basically known as document. What is it? A document. So my drawing is not that good. So I am just giving you an example. That document is basically the smallest unit over there. When different documents aggregates, then it creates a collection. And the multiple collection basically creates a database. So now I hope that it is clear to you. If I copy it. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So what is happening? That document is basically the smallest block over there. Then different documents creates a particular collection. So I have given you the example of library. A single book is basically a document. When you collect those books, the bookshelf created is known as a collection, and the collection of all the collection part is known as your database. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Yes. So now what they are saying that if you have created any database and it doesn't have any collection, if the library is empty, then I will not count it as a library. I will count it as a hall. So that's the same logic used over here, that if the collection is not there, they will not tell it as a database. And that's why they are not showing it over here. So to make that possible, what I have to do? For that, I have to create a collection. And how we can do that? So to create it, first of all, we have to use the command. We have to switch to the database, which is MongoD. Okay. No, no. Sorry, I have made the spelling wrong. I have to move use. Wait. Yeah. So I will now use Mongo SH first. Now I will go to show DBS to show the databases. And now I will move to use MongoD. Okay. Now I will create a collection. How to create a collection inside it? That I will tell you. The thing which you have to use for creating a collection is DB. This DB is basically signifying your MongoD. Okay. DB stands for database. Current database is shown by DB. Means in the current database, create collection. Now here I am using camel case syntax. The first word is small, but as soon as we are starting the second word, it must be started from a capital letter. And let's create students database over there. Okay. Here we have created it. If I press enter, you can say see OK1 means the query is executed. And now if I do the command show collections, then you can see student is coming over here. And if I do show DBS now, then you can see MongoD is now coming. So that's what I was saying you, that in MongoDB, if you are using use and then the database name command, until and unless you are not going to create any collection inside it, it will not show you the name of database when you are going to use show DBS command. So this is something. Here you can check in this show database, MongoD is not there. But as soon as I have created a collection inside it, a collection having name students, then you can see the MongoD is coming now. Okay, so this is why it is important to create a collection also in order to see that database. And now if I move to suppose my graphical user interface, which is your MongoDB Compass, and here you can see localhost 27017. I will press over connect over here. You can see different databases name, which I was seeing over here through this command show databases. Same are coming over here. You can my database admin, unconnect, config, everything which we were seeing in this shell command is now coming. Just a second. Yeah. So every database name are coming here also. Okay. So this is how, what graphical user interface helps you to see the data. Now what we have created MongoD. So if I click over here, you can see it is showing me that students collection is there. And if I click on students collection, it is right now empty. Okay. And you can also see we just have created it. We don't have inserted any document in that collection. Okay. So how to insert it? That we will see. So let's try to now insert the data in that particular collection. Okay. So how to insert it? So first of all, DB, which is showing your current database inside which you are. DB dot students, the name of collection inside which you want to insert the value. DB dot students. Now, what you want to insert? You want to insert a particular document in JSON format. So insert one means I want to only insert single document. Now, what you have to do? You have to insert a document in JSON format. And I have already told you that how JSON format look like a key value attribute, right? So suppose if I am providing a name, then I have to enter it like this, then a comma. If I want to add age, then it should be like this. Okay, right now I am adding only these two things, name and age. If I press enter, you can see acknowledge true, inserted ID is a object ID with this. Now let me tell you that what does that mean. Acknowledge true means that they have inserted the value. Now inserted ID as object ID this. Now, MongoDB by default assign a unique object ID to all the documents. What I am saying that MongoDB assign a unique object ID to all the documents which you are inserting. So by default, this object ID has been assigned to this document and it is unique for each and every document so that you can have things different. Okay, so if I go to this part now, if I just refresh it, so let me just refresh it and then we will see that is there any value coming now. Okay, just a second, let me try to refresh it from here. If I disconnect it and then connect again, now what we have done, we have created a collection. You can see name one is coming, age 21 is coming. These two things we have inserted, right? Through insert one. You can see these two things are the things which we have inserted through db.students.insert one command. But this object ID is by default added to it. So again, if I add another thing, like if I add db.students, I want to show you one thing, db.students.insert one, that is that unique for each and every document or not. And if I add another name, suppose Kashish, okay, and age, suppose 20, this I am adding, right? And this is a document. This JSON format file is known as a document and collection of document is known as a collection or group of document is known as collection. If I execute this command, you can see acknowledge true and can you see the ID difference? It is 67, it is 68. So this is how it provides unique ID for each and everything. Okay. Now if I just refresh it, just a second. Okay, so let's refresh it. Wait, I have to disconnect it first. Yeah, if I refresh it, I have to move to MongoDB, right? I will move to students and now two IDs are there. So whatever thing you are doing from here, that graphical user interface make it more easy for you to navigate over this particular database. Okay, right now this is inside our local system. So this is MongoDB Compass. But when we talk about MongoDB Atlas, which is a cloud, which is hosted on cloud. Okay, so in cloud you have got some space so that you can create your database accordingly. These databases are right now in your local system. This is taking the memory from your system, but that is basically hosted on cloud. so that your memory allocation can be utilized. Okay, and you can see here we are getting it accordingly. If I want to update any field, I can update it from here. And that's why this graphical user interface MongoDB Compass helps a lot. Hope it is clear. The ID is by default inserted by MongoDB. This is how you can create a this entity is named as document. This entity is another document. The group of different document is known as collection. And what is the collection? You can see document is this, student is our collection, and the group of collection is known as your database. Clear? I hope now all the dots are connected and you are getting it, that how these things are working, that what is a collection and what is a document, what is JSON format file, what is how it initialize different object ID and how they are unique. So this is how you can insert something to the database. Clear? Now this is how you are going to insert one data at a time. But suppose if I want to insert multiple data by single command, then how can I do that? Quite easy. db.students, because this is the database in which this is the collection in which I want to create the document. Now, here we have used insert one command. Now I have to insert many. So the command will change to insert many, and make sure you are using camel case syntax. Otherwise, it will throw the error. Same thing is there. Now what you are doing? You are basically inserting multiple documents, multiple elements, right? So just create an array. Okay, you have created an array. Insert the first document. Now the first document, suppose name as Vansh. Okay, so we have used it. Name as Bhuvit. Okay, then age as suppose 22, then city as Delhi. So now you can see how it is flexible. I am giving you the example of that also. This is your one document. Now we will also have to add another one. Now see, in the previous, you can say document, I have inserted only name and age. But here I am also adding city. So this is how MongoDB is flexible. It will just append these value in your particular data document. Okay, but it is not quite easily possible in your SQL databases, because you are adding another column entity over there. Okay, and that will throw the error that it is not defined. So this is something which MongoDB handles very easily and effectively. Okay, so you have added one document. Now just give them a comma. Now add another. So here I'm going to add the name as suppose Rani, and age as suppose 31. Okay, whatever you want, you can add that. Okay, these two things I only want to add now. Now what you have to do? Okay, I have just made error over here because I have not used colon over here. So I have to type it again. Just make sure that whenever you are writing these commands, the typo error is one thing which you have to avoid. So let me just quickly add it at my end, just copying it from above. Okay, inserted it. Now what I have to do? I have to add documents that the name is Bhuvit. Yeah. So first of all, add colon, then add this. Age is 21 and city, suppose Delhi. Okay, quite done. Now what I have to do? Now I have to add another document. So here name, suppose uh let's take Rani, no problem. Okay, and I want to add age as 23. Done. This is done. Now just close the array and close this opening brace. So just close it over here, no problem in that, and then press enter. So you can see acknowledge true, inserted this document. How to check it? We can use GUI for it. We can just connect it one more time. We will just, okay, just a second, just a second. Wait, here is MongoD. Here is our this thing. If I have to, yes. So you can see here they have added it. What they have added? You can see here. This one was already there. Vansh with age 21. Kashish was already there with 20 age. Now they have added name Boo with age is 21, city is Delhi, and Rani, age 23, and the document ID is this. So are you getting it now that how these things works? So this is how they have added it. So if I also show you from just a second, from here only. Okay, wait. I have to like start it again so that you can get it. I'm disconnecting it. I'm connecting it again. And this connect disconnect only works when your mongo sh command is running. Okay. Go to MongoD, go to students, and the all three commands are already there. Name one's 21, Kashish is 20, and as you have two documents, so they are showing the documents like this. At zeroth index of that array, this is present. At first index of that array, this is present. And the collective object ID for this document is 69. So this is how they are different from each other. Clear? Now, how I can check it from here? So show collections and show, now I want to see, suppose the data from inside it, right? So if I have show tables, no, not show tables, I have to use db dot students dot find. I guess this one is the command to check it. Let's check. Yes. So if we are using db dot students dot find, then it is showing me all the documents over there. Okay. So in graphical user interface, how we were searching that directly, we were just clicking over here and then all the documents are shown to us. But if you have to do that through MongoDB shell, then this is how you can do it. db.students.find. So it will find you the particular document which is inserted. They will show you the object ID. They will show you all the content for it. Easy. I hope it is clear. Now, there are also some built-in functions that how you can search for a particular kind of document, because there are multiple documents, right? But only if you want to see the document uh, having the name Vansh, then how you can find that. So those things we are going to see in the remaining part. Okay, don't worry. I hope that all these things are clear to you. Let me recap that whatever we have covered in today's session. We have first of all installed MongoDB, MongoDB Compass, MongoDB Shell. Then what we have done, we have seen that what is MongoDB, how it is different from MySQL. And then we have seen that what is a collection, what is a document, and what is database. We have covered. Then we have seen that how we can use graphical user interface and how we can use Mongo shell. I am like we can also do it directly on VS Code. But my main motive is that you will get an idea that how all the things works. Okay, that you can get some you can say command over these syntax, okay, and how to use different tools over there. Then it is quite good so that you can also navigate through shell. You can also navigate through compass, and then you can also do it through VS Code. Easy. Okay, then we have seen the commands like show dbs, use database. I have tell you that until and unless there is no collection in the database, you will not see in the show database list. Okay. So for that, we have to create collection. How to create collection? db dot create collection and the name of collection you want to create. Now, if you want to you have created a collection and you want to create and document a document inside that collection, then for that the command is db dot students, the name of collection dot. Now it's up to you. You want to insert one value, you want to insert multiple value. If you want to insert a single value, then the command is insert one. But if you want to insert multiple value, then the command is insert many. Okay. And if you want to see all these, then you can use db.students.find. Here is the command for it. So you can write down all these commands at your end. And if you want to exit from it, you can use exit command. You want to clear the screen, I hope CLR or CLS. Yeah. So to clear screen, the command is CLS. Okay. So, and to starting it, the command is mongo sh. Mongo sh is this. And if you want to clear the screen, how you have to do it? CLS. Good. Okay. Now, if we use again MongoD, we have switched over there. If I want to see the show collection parts, show collection, students are there, and db dot students dot find. Now you have the idea about it, that what this will do, that this function will basically show me all the documents inside my particular collection. Clear? Okay. Now, what I was saying, that now we can also see that how we can basically find a particular document by the name or by any entity over there. Suppose I want to get the document details for Vansh only. Okay. So how can I target that? So db dot students dot find one document, find one. How to find it? I have to now mention something where the name is Vansh. Okay. Yes. This is what I want to find. Right. The details of those documents where the name is Vansh. And if I press enter, can you see I am getting this command only? I'm getting this object only from the previous one. So this is how you can use different type of things over there. Now, if I want to use, I want to see only those documents where the age is greater than 21. Okay. Or you can say greater than 20. So how many documents have age greater than 20? First one is this. This is 20. So not it will be shown to us. And then this is there with the age 23 and 21. So let's try to write the code for it, that how we can find the documents having the age greater than 20. So db.students, quite easy, that you want to navigate to first of all the database, then to the collection, and inside that collection you want to find that which document. So students dot find. Now write the command. What is the command? You want to find where the age, this age must be GT. This GT stands for greater than. Okay. This is how you can use the command over here. And I have to also mention it inside a curly brace. Yeah. So age should be greater than. This GT stands for greater than, ET stands for equals to, and your LS stands for LT stands for less than. So just GT is greater than. I want it greater than 20. Okay. Just close it, close the other you can say brackets over there, and you can execute it. Okay, db.students.find where the age is greater than 20. Okay, I have not got the response. Why? Let me just check it. Age must be greater than 20. Yes. So, what is the error here? db.students. Okay. dot find where my age is basically greater than. I don't think that there is any error, but still it is not executed. Let me just check it. If I use it, let's have some spacing. Age greater than 21 we are using, right? Age greater than 20 we are using. So is there any spacing problem? Okay, let's try to enter. Okay, not getting it. Greater than 20 is not working. Okay, db dot spellings are right. Students, it is correct. Dot find, it is also correct. Okay, I'm not getting the output for it. Let me just change it for simple function, which is fine. Now it is working. So if I want to see, let me again write it. My age must be $sign greater than 20. 21, suppose. If I close it, and here I don't have to use this instead of this. And I press enter. No, it is not executed. I think that in current version, these things are not working, like greater than and something like that. So I will see that what is the error with it. And if you are able to execute this, then that's good. But we will see that why it is not executed at our end. Okay. Okay. Now this is one thing that how you can use the find method over there at your end. Okay. After this, there is another thing which is how you can update. Suppose I want to update the age for once from 21 to 23. How can I do that? Let's try to understand that. First of all, db dot students dot. After that, what you have to do? Update. Now, if you want to update only a single entity, mention update one. After that, target the document that name where the name is Vansh. I want to target that particular document where the name is Vansh. And what I want to update, I want to update the age to 23. So whenever you are using a update command, just make sure with that you have to use set. This is the target value that wherever the name is Vansh, then you have to use this set command. Through this set command, what should happen? You are going to set the value. Set the age as 23. Quite easy. What we have done? We have just asked them that wherever the name is Vansh in my document, just set the age to 23 over there. If I execute it, you can see acknowledge is true. Matched count 1 means there is one document having name Vansh that is matched, and modify count, and we have modified it. So how I can check it? I have to use db dot students dot find, right? This I have to use. Okay, I'm using it. And if I execute it, now you can see the age for object ID this name Vansh is converted to 23, and previously what it was? Previously it was 21. So this is how the update command works. So this is how you can update it from here also, that set this value wherever you are targeting it. Okay. So if you want to see the changes, okay, just a second. If I cross it, right now what is happening for me? Once the age is 21, they are showing. But if I move over here, I have like refreshed it. So you can see the age is now coming 23, right? So this is how you can explore the things. This is how you can just change these values accordingly. So here also, if I want to change the name, then I can also do it from GUI also. Like I want to set the value of name as Sham. If I update it and if I refresh it, you can see for each and every document, they have updated the name to Shyam. Okay. So this is how you can update it. So it's up to you that how many of them you want to update, right? Okay. Through that filter, you can target a particular property. Right now, we have used update for all of them. But if you want to just add update for a particular one, then you can do that also. Okay, so this is how you can do it. But in the upcoming sessions, we are going to see how to drop a particular collection, how to delete a database, how to update like more features regarding this update method that we are going to do. Then some useful queries like how you can find the name of uh, those you can say documents which are starting with a capital A and something like that. Student name starting with S, student's name ending with SH, those type of document if you find out, then how you can do that. Okay, so don't worry, we are going to just cover these things in the upcoming session. So for today, I hope that everything which we have seen is quietly done. Just one thing, this command was not executing at our end. I will just check at my end that why it is not working. Okay, so now it is running db.students.find. As I have executed it, you can see it is giving me the name of those who have the age greater than 20. So they are giving the output as Sham with the age 23. Okay, so now it is giving it fine. Okay, so the command is working. So just there was some, I guess, error. That's why it was not executed at that time. And now it is working. So you can also try it at your end. Now, how to clear the terminal with CLS? If I do CLS, the screen is cleared. CL stands for clear and S stands for screen. So clear screen is working fine. If you want to exit from here, or if you have to stop the mongo sh command, just press exit. You are outside. If you want to start it, you have to do mongo sh. You can start, and that is for today. Okay. One more thing, that suppose if you are using GUI like Compass, then until and unless this server is running, then only you can use that. So make sure that whenever you are using it, just this is running at your end, that the server is started, then only you can get some output for it. Okay, clear? Now in tomorrow session, we will cover the update command. We will see some delete functionalities. Basically, we are performing CRUD operations right now. Okay, so you have created a database. That is done. You have read the entity over there. So CR is done. We are on updation part. So in database, this CRUD operation are very important. So out of that, two are very clear to you: how to create a database, how to read the database entities over there, how to create document inside it, how to insert some values. Now we are going to see about the things which is your the deleting the database, deleting the collection, and other things. Okay, so that we are going to cover tomorrow through Mongo SH and MongoDB Compass. I hope that today's session is very much clear to you. So just try to execute all the commands simultaneously with the session. Then you are able to cover all the concepts. Okay, so thank you so much for joining. We'll connect tomorrow with you. Bye. Happy learning.